Think you know everything about Beethoven, the maestro of music? Well, think again. Ludwig van Beethoven, a name synonymous with classical music, a composer whose symphonies have reverberated through concert halls for centuries. We all know Beethoven, the musician, but what about Beethoven, the man, the lover? Cue the dramatic drum roll. When he wasn't composing masterpieces that have stood the test of time, Beethoven was penning passionate letters to the object of his affection, his immortal beloved. Shrouded in mystery, this side of Beethoven's life was as cryptic as his musical compositions, filled with a forbidden passion that remained largely unrequited. This unseen side of Beethoven is as intriguing as it is poignant, revealing a man who loved as deeply and fervently as he composed. It's time to turn the page from his musical notes to his love notes. So, are you ready to dive into the depths of Beethoven's cryptic love notes? The year was 1812. Beethoven, in a state of emotional turmoil, penned a letter to an unknown woman he referred to as his immortal beloved. Imagine, if you will, Ludwig van Beethoven, not the stern-faced composer with a stormy brow we often picture, but a man in the throes of a profound emotional crisis. His heart was ablaze with a passion so intense it could only find expression through his greatest talent, his gift for words and music. In the midst of this emotional whirlwind, Beethoven wrote a letter. Not just any letter, mind you, but one filled with such fervor and longing it would make even the most stoic of hearts flutter. Addressed to an immortal beloved, the composer's words revealed a side of him seldom seen, a man not just entranced by the melodies of life, but also deeply enraptured by the symphony of love. Now you're probably thinking, who wouldn't want to be the recipient of such ardor from one of history's greatest composers? But here's where the plot thickens. The identity of this immortal beloved has remained shrouded in mystery for over 2 centuries. Over the years, scholars and historians have speculated, theorized, and debated about the identity of this elusive figure. Some believe it was Anthony Brentano, a close friend of Beethoven's. Others argue it was Josephine Brunswick, a Hungarian countess who shared a complicated relationship with our maestro. Yet others suggest it was Giulietta Guicciardi, a student of Beethoven's, to whom he dedicated his Moonlight Sonata. Each theory carries its own weight, bolstered by tantalizing threads of evidence. Yet despite the fervor of their arguments, the truth remains tantalizingly out of reach. The immortal beloved remains as elusive as the melody of an unfinished symphony, her identity lost to the sands of time. But who was this immortal beloved? The world may never know. But the immortal beloved wasn't the only recipient of Beethoven's love notes. Indeed, Beethoven's heart was as vast as his symphonies, filled with intense emotions and passionate yearnings. His love letters, a testament to this, reveal a side of him that was rarely seen in the public eye. One such letter was written to an unknown woman, simply referred to as his dearly beloved. In this heartfelt note, Beethoven spoke of his longing to be near her, his words echoing the vivid melodies of his music. His eloquent prose painted a picture of a man deeply in love, his feelings as profound as the notes that flowed from his piano. Then there was the letter to his angel, a woman whose identity remains shrouded in mystery. The letter was filled with adoration and the promise of enduring love. His words were not just mere sentences, but symphonies written on paper, resonating with the rhythmic beat of his heart. But who are these women, the muses of Beethoven's love letters? That's a question that has baffled historians for centuries. Some believe that they were women of nobility whose social status placed them out of Beethoven's reach. Others theorize that they were fellow musicians, sharing a bond with Beethoven through their mutual love for music. But the truth, like a cryptic melody, remains elusive. The depth of Beethoven's feelings, revealed in these letters, is a testament to his passionate nature. His words, brimming with emotion, were as intricate and profound as his music. They showcased a man who loved deeply, his feelings as raw and intense as the symphonies he composed. These letters, filled with longing and unfulfilled desires, reflect the man behind the music. They reveal Beethoven in his most vulnerable state, his emotions laid bare for all to see. His words, like his music, were filled with passion, intensity, and a longing for connection. Beethoven's love was as deep and intense as his music, wouldn't you agree? Indeed, these letters serve as a testament to the depth of his feelings, a symphony of love written in ink, resonating through the ages. Beethoven was a genius in music, but when it came to love, he seemed to be playing the wrong notes. Imagine, if you will, a man who could create symphonies that could make the heavens weep, yet could not secure the affections of the one he desired. That was Beethoven's tale, a maestro in music, but a novice in love. Many a time his heart was handed back to him, not in rhythm with his affectionate symphony, but out of tune, echoing back the harsh notes of unrequited love. Now, love, as they say, is a two-way street. But for Beethoven, it was more like a winding labyrinth, filled with dead ends and heartbreaking turns. His love affairs were like his symphonies, filled with passion, drama, and above all, a profound sense of longing. His ardent affections often went unreciprocated, leaving him in a state of perpetual yearning. This unrequited love, however, was not an idle emotion. It became the canvas on which he painted his most poignant compositions. His music, filled with pathos and longing, was a mirror to his love life. Each note, each crescendo, each diminuendo was a reflection of his heart's unfulfilled desires. Take, for instance, his Moonlight Sonata, a piece so filled with melancholy and longing that it feels as though it were composed in the dead of night, under a silver moon, by a man pining for a love he could never have. Or the Pathétique Sonata, a musical journey that walks us through the highs and lows of unrequited love, almost as if Beethoven himself were guiding us through the labyrinth of his own heart. His love life, or lack thereof, became the muse for his music. It was as if he was turning his heartache into harmonies, his longing into lyrics, his sorrow into symphonies. His unrequited love was the invisible hand that guided his compositions, giving them depth and emotion that still resonate with us today. For Beethoven, love was a symphony that remained unfinished. So what do Beethoven's love notes tell us about the man behind the music? Well, they reveal a Beethoven who was not just a revolutionary composer, but a man of profound emotions. A man who loved passionately, if not always wisely. His love affairs, as tumultuous and intense as his symphonies, offer us a glimpse into his fiery spirit, his deep longing for companionship, and his tragic inability to attain it. Beethoven's love life was a symphony of its own. It was filled with dramatic crescendos, painful dissonances, and breathtaking silences. His romantic escapades were as diverse as his musical compositions. From the high-born aristocrats to his piano students, his heart knew no boundaries when it came to love. Yet none of these relationships ever culminated in marriage, leaving Beethoven a solitary figure, a lone wolf in the world of music. His love life had a profound impact on his music. The love letters he wrote were not just filled with heartfelt confessions, but also brimmed with musical ideas. His passionate feelings often found their way into his compositions. For instance, the Moonlight Sonata, a piece that dances between sorrow and hope, is believed to have been inspired by his unrequited love for his piano student Giulietta Guicciardi. Then, of course, we have the enigma of his immortal beloved. The identity of this mysterious woman, to whom he wrote his most passionate and desperate letters, remains a mystery. Some say she was Anthony Brentano. Others believe she was Josephine Brunswick. But the truth is, we may never know. This enduring mystery only adds to the intrigue and allure of Beethoven, making him as much a character of legend as a figure of history. In his love notes, we see a Beethoven who is vulnerable, passionate, and deeply human. They remind us that behind the grandeur of his music was a man who loved, lost, and longed just like the rest of us. In the end, Beethoven's love life remains as enigmatic as his immortal beloved. So, we've decoded Beethoven's love notes, but there's always more to discover about this fascinating man. We've delved into the concealed romantic side of the maestro, unraveling the enigma of his immortal beloved and the clandestine love letters that echo his unrequited affection. Yet, like an unfinished symphony, Beethoven's love life remains shrouded in enduring mystery and intrigue. The secret identity of his immortal beloved, the depth of his feelings, the reasons for their separation. These are puzzles that still tantalize scholars and fans alike. This cryptic tale of forbidden passion is a testament to Beethoven's complexity, not only as a composer, but as a man. A man of deep emotions, of towering genius, but also of human frailty. If you enjoyed this journey into Beethoven's secret love life, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such intriguing stories. Until then, keep exploring the untold stories of the past.